This week on the bonus stage, we talk about realism in games.
Should you be able to kill virtual children?
And after the break, it's round 1 at the Street Fighter 4 competition.
And in round 2, the review of Mortal Kombat vs DC Universe.
And also, a peek into the future as we look at 2 delicious concept phones.
All this and more on this week's Knockout Bonus Stage.
You reached the bonus stage.
Bonus Stage!
Welcome to the show, guys. Yet another hard-hitting episode for you.
Yep, the bonus stage is more than just showing you what's all the rage in tech and games, and this episode is no different.
Okay, first up today, we are going to tackle realism and violence in games.
Yep, video games have grown from strength to strength since the 70s as an important entertainment medium as well as a business. Now, the Nintendo Wii has quickly risen to the top of the multi-billion-dollar video game console industry. The Xbox 360 video game Halo 3 itself was the highest-selling video game of 2007 at $170 million. Now, it broke the record for the highest-grossing opening day in entertainment history. Now, that beats Spider-Man 3, which only made $60 million.
Okay, games allow us to take control of an alternate reality and affect the world that we choose to be in. Games are more realistic than ever before. A far cry from Frogger. Okay, can you smell the cheese? Okay, the question the bonus stage wants to ask is, how realistic is too realistic? Check out this clip.
Wins.
In 1992, Mortal Kombat had come under fire for being overly violent by incorporating execution scenes or fatalities after a fight had been won.
About 10 years later in 2002, Grand Theft Auto 3 had already hit the PC and consoles, and once again, a game had become controversial due to its violent and sexual content.
But more so than literature and cinema, aren't games supposed to provide a form of escapism?
Gamers should have the choice to act on their thoughts and maybe exercise some inner demons at the same time.
I have exorcised the demons.
Now the question is, how realistic should video games be?
Enter Fallout 3. Post-apocalyptic setting, no laws, the world against you. You have a choice to fight or to talk yourself out of one, to lie or to tell the truth, to be rude or to be polite, to help or to ignore a person in distress.
But as realistic, as non-linear, and as open world as the role-playing game prides itself on, the game has one limitation. You cannot kill children, no matter how hard you try.
This constriction has divided gamers and netizens alike. One side thinks the progress of video games should be the power of choice in a virtual world. The other side thinks the gaming industry has a social responsibility to protect the impressionable.
David Oxford, senior news editor at Combo.com writes, "Why include them? I'm sure they add to a more realistic atmosphere, but at the same time, it seems that is equally diminished by not being able to do that sort of thing to them."
Emil Pagliarulo, lead designer on Fallout 3, wrote to Edge Online on the subject saying, "It just seems gratuitous, unnecessary and cruel." He went on to say, "You really have to balance out and consider if doing violence to a child in a game is so important to your story that it outweighs any kind of social responsibility you might have."
In an opinion piece posted on Gamersutra.com, game journalist Simon Parkin counter-argues that if you take away the freedom to commit atrocities within an open-world game, then you undermine the impact and the power of the good, philanthropic choices a player makes.
Aren't games about freedom of choice?
Or should games be censored and be a medium just for children? Let us discuss.
Alright, cool. Very serious matters here on the bonus stage
very
today.
serious. Let us discuss.
I know, every week we always have fun, so we thought maybe we might break up the monotony of the fun and give you something serious. Okay, so now we're actually going to show you what happens in the game, and then we'll discuss it. So if you have a look right now, I'm going to actually start a game. It's on a Fallout 3 on the Xbox 360. So there we have it. This is the first town you actually go into. It's called Megatown, and you have these two kids here. You have Maggie, and you have Harden Sims, who's actually the son of the mayor, the son of the sheriff. So I'm gonna actually talk to boy or girl, boy or girl.
Girl,
Okay, let's talk to the girl. So this is Maggie right here.
I'm Maggie. I live with Billy Creel. Do you know him? He's not my dad or anything, but he takes care of me now. Anyway, I should go. Bye.
Okay, so she lives with some guy who takes care of her.
Yep.
Right. Okay, so we're gonna see what happens if I actually wanna shoot her in the head, right? So here we go. I'm gonna shoot her right in the head, and she's gonna run away. And come back here. Get it. As you can see, nothing happens to her. She's like invulnerable. She's a god in this world.
Yep.
She's just a kid, and me on the other hand, I'm getting bullets. I'm like a bullet sponge right now. I'm just soaking up all the bullets.
Everybody
everywhere.
hates you when you try to kill
Yeah,
children.
everyone hates me if you want to. Actually, everyone hates you if you just shoot at anyone.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, well, so that's it for you. That's just an example of what happens in the game if you want to shoot a kid.
So right now we're gonna have this short little discussion. Brian's gonna start it off.
Okay, first of all, we set up the whole thing,
Yeah.
realism in games. Are games like too realistic, too violent? We brought up Fallout 3 because it got a lot of attention for not allowing you to kill kids, while some hardcore gamers out there said that this is undermining the reality of the game.
Yep.
Now, I feel games are games. Okay, they are the new entertainment medium. Okay, games are made to be games. They're not interactive cinema. They're not interactive books. You know, they're entirely different entity.
Yep.
Right? Games give the illusion of unlimited choices. They are made for escapism, to explore the taboos of the real world, and hopefully satiate the curiosity of the unknown.
Okay, for my case, I was thinking like people around the world, okay? Not just overseas, but in our backyards, where they take it a step further and commit crimes and sort of cite games as reasons. You know, so that's where it's like it blurs the line between reality and, you know, real life. Like two teenage boys committed suicide on 23rd of August because of World of Warcraft in Singapore.
Yep.
And then that was like shocking news from Wan Pao. And then in the diary entries, the teenagers actually wrote that, you know, they want to finish their last day on Earth and go to heaven, where they'll continue to play games. Okay, the next one is Thailand, where
I heard about this one, yeah, the GTA related
this
one,
Thai
yeah.
boy went out to see whether he could actually rob a taxi according to GTA 4. So what happened was that he ended up stabbing the 54-year-old driver to death when he fought back with the teen.
Yep.
So I guess that's the thing. A lot of people don't know the difference.
But I guess that's the reason why there's a rating system implemented. It's sort of like, you know, when movies or No Man's Land, they didn't have PG-13, they didn't have NC-16, they didn't have NR-18, they didn't have RA-21, you know, R-21 movies. They were just like, anyone can go and it's up to your own discretion. And then suddenly they had sort of like this different sort of rating system. So the game rating system in Singapore, I think just was implemented like 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And that's just... No, it got implemented when Mass Effect got released. Because there was a whole supposedly lesbian scene in the game Mass Effect.
Yeah.
And then the game rating got implemented and Mass Effect got released. Everyone was happy. Bioshock got released. You know, GTA got released. So Singaporean gamers are really happy. I think that's why the game system is implemented. I mean, it's not the game developers or the game's responsibility to inculcate values. It's actually the parents. And much like YouTube, I mean, there's age-restricted videos on YouTube.
That's
and,
right.
you know, you can watch it, but people sort of lie their way into watching certain...
I mean, it's interesting you mentioned all this age restriction, because like in our current technological climate, you know, everything's so readily available, especially like violence on video, you know, and not only that, I think because the games, I mean, we already established that, you know, like people sort of lie when they go and, you know, you put in
all
your
the
date,
time.
then like, oh, I was born in 1921, you know.
I was born when Jesus Christ was born. That's me.
I was born 0000. Okay, but anyway, to add to that is because games have become such a focal point for, you know, the attention of all these eyeballs, young and old. So I think it's a social responsibility, because games should not add to the already prevalent violence.
No. I totally disagree. Now, each game is made for a certain demographic by the game developers. I argue not for the killing of children in games, but I argue for the visceral realism that games should provide, you know. And there's a realism within each confine and context of the game. If there's a Lego-like game for under 18s, if you need to pile bricks, and then within the context and confine of that under 18 game, the bricks should make a wall.
Yep.
Now, in like a game like Fallout 3, where it's open world, it's non-linear, if you should be able to do anything and everything for a mature mind can take, or a mature mind should be able to explore. If not, the game ceases to be a game. And the medium for escapism and exploration of our curiosity within the safe confines of our own homes. What I'm trying to say is that, the mature game should allow us to explore these taboo subjects in the confines of our own home safely, so no one is going to watch us and judge us, and we don't sort of harm anyone in real life,
Yeah, okay, that's another
we get out of our
thing.
system.
Yeah. I think even so, seriously doubt that some people out there over 18 can handle mature content. Yeah, this is because game ratings presume that maturity comes with age.
It doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
Look at me.
Look at us, we're like, okay.
Yeah, games, yeah.
So the rating systems is slightly flawed because it presumes that. And that's not always the case, because you have older people that still, do very, very bad things.
Yeah, the demographic of gamers are going up anyway.
Yeah.
They're 30 plus. Okay, be that as it may, if gamers if games take away the choice of being evil in the game, there will be no lesson learned to be good. You know what I'm trying to say? There cannot be light without dark, and the game will be doing a bigger disservice to anyone who plays them. If not, people will just continue to explore the taboo by other probably more dangerous ways, if not from a game.
That's true. Okay, but that's our take on it.
Yep.
Because we
I'm
were
for
discussing...
realism and I'm for killing children in games.
I'm for not killing but realism, yes. But we're arguing sort of, just get different counterpoints.
I guess both of us are not, we're not for or against anything, but I'm a little bit more for realism and killing children in games. Whatever.
Okay, but we're gonna bring you back to how it looks like when in Fallout 3, right? You can actually shoot a kid in the head.
This is actually for the PC version of the game. So and PC people like to mod their stuff. So we can check out this web page right now, and we can actually see the PC version of Fallout.
Well, if it isn't the magnificent... I don't need to explain myself to you, Mungo. Shut up and get lost. In fact, don't you ever bother me about something as stupid as nicknames again. Well, thank goodness you gave me permission.
Okay, that's the laser rifle, right?
That's the laser rifle.
That totally changes you into a
It obliterates
blob
you.
of goo and, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if you like to kill little kids virtually, you can mod your version of Fallout 3.
And there's some other games where you can kill children in, right?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, the original Fallout 1 and 2, you could kill children. They were thieving children most of the time. Ultima 7 is another game you can kill children. BioShock, a new game, you can kill children. Deus Ex, Black and White.
Yeah, I think the most sort of how would I say, the most candy way of killing children would be in Sims. I mean, killing people in general. Because Sims, you can just put them in a house. And like what you said earlier, you can take out the windows, you can take out the doors, and they'll just
suffocate.
Or
put them into the pool and take out the ladders, and they will get tired from swimming and just drown.
Oh, yeah, that's quite sad.
Yeah, and one last game also, if you like Fable 2, the makers of Fable 2 made this game called Black and White, and you had to sacrifice little kids to the gods. So yeah,
I think that's an age-old practice.
If you love killing children, buy these games.
Okay, so we're gonna go for a short break. When we come back, we're gonna have some hard-hitting action.
Oh, you can.